Hello everybody, I'm Deluxe, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do Rock Band 2 customs on PS2. Strap yourselves in, this is a long and convoluted process. First thing you're going to want to do is get a custom in Rock Band 2 format, specifically Rock Band 2 360 format. I'm going to use Onyx to convert a Clone Hero song, which is what most people will probably be converting from. I think this one will be an interesting one to show off. Is if I go to my completed songs in Onyx, you're gonna want to click on Batch Process to convert to Rock Band 2. Select any song that you want. I'm gonna do this one for a special reason. Click on RB2. Click Create Xbox 360 Con Files. Now that that's done, you're going to immediately open up Nautilus. Drag in the RB2 con. There it is. And click Extract Package. Now with this extracted, you go in here to the songs. You've got the files for the song, which most of these you're not going to be using, but it's important to keep the mid and mog, and I think weight stop in is needed. Let me check that real quick. The pan is needed, and the weights. Alright, so once you've got these files, this is where it becomes very complicated very fast. First thing you're going to want to do is take this mog file and open it in Audacity. If it errors out, you will need to open up Nautilus and click on... Fuck off Audacity. If your mog cannot be loaded in Audacity by just dragging and dropping, you're going to have to open up Nautilus, click Batch Crypter, click this Decrypt button, drag in the mog, and click Begin. That'll decrypt the mog, and then you can open it in Audacity. But since this was converted from Clone Hero, it'll just work. Here you go. You've got the stereo song and a blank track, so you've got 3 audio tracks. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the front of this audio, click Generate, Silence, 0 or 2.950 seconds. This should be in hour and milliseconds, although I think hundredths also works. I like milliseconds. Click Generate. If it doesn't do all of the tracks, make sure you do the other track. Other tracks if you have multiple. Once that's done, File, Export Audio, make it an OGG, click Custom Mapping, so you have all of the tracks lined up. Quality doesn't matter. Sample rate, you're going to have to take note of the sample rate because it will be used later. I'm just going to leave it the same, and go ahead and make sure this location is somewhere you know. For me, I'm just gonna put this right back. Completed songs, here, root songs. Right where the original mog was. Quality, just keep that max, doesn't really matter. Custom mapping, sample rate, already mentioned that earlier. And there's your OGG file. So the next thing you're gonna want to do is open up Onyx again, click on Other Tools, Mog VGS FSB, drag in the new OGG file, combine into VGS. This will just put it right back in the same folder. Give it a minute. That's done. You're actually going to want to do this another time for preview audio. That is supposed to be stereo, so click Export Audio. I'll just do that to denote that it's a preview. You'll see how the preview naming works later. Stereo, same thing. Export again. Other tools, make another VGS from the preview audio. Alright. With that done, the next thing you're going to want to do is create the video file. this is where the song I chose becomes very important, as I've picked a custom song that has a video background. I'm going to open this up in Vegas. If you don't have Vegas, there are instructions I will have in the description here using ffmpeg to convert a MP4 video to an M2V, which is what Rock Band 2 PS2 expects for the video file. I'm just going to drag this in. That's good. Drag in the preview audio. Let's line that up. That's good. I'm just gonna make this solid black. I don't think this is necessary, but can never be too safe. And what you're gonna want to do, actually, make sure that your video is slightly shorter than your audio. If it is too long, the game will act like it's crashing, but like lock up at the end of the song instead of going to the end screen. So that works. Delete that. Render as. MPEG 2. None of these actually work. So what I'm going to do here is just click on the highest one, click Customize Template, change the width to 400, height to 304, frame rate 29.970, aspect ratio doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, just make sure that it's progressive. This doesn't really matter. It should be a constant bit rate. The average Rock Band 2 song uses a bit rate of about 1500 kilobytes. There you go. There should not be any audio. And I'm going to actually save this template as RB2. Okay. I'll click render, and I probably shouldn't record as I'm rendering, but this renders pretty fast. You're rendering a 400 by 304 video, and my computer is actually pretty beefy. If you look at my CPU, it's a i7 127, and my graphics card is a 4060 Ti. It's already done. There you go. You can see the video works. That's good. Close. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is take this video and the audio, and you're going to want to mux them using a program called PS2. What's the name of PS2 STR? And the W means window. Click on the mux tab. Add new. Click add. The first thing, it should be a stream 1 video. Browse for your video file that you just created, which is this. Click OK. Click add. And then you want to do data 1. And then you're going to want to go to your clone, set lists, self-made, completed. Wow, this is really deep in here. Change this to all files, and don't click your preview, click your regular one. Now, if you click OK now, it will give you an error saying invalid bitrate. The fix to that is this formula. So I will do the math for you here. I still have my Audacity up so you can see this. So the formula is, get a calculator up for that. Okay, so it's 1600 or 16,000, sorry, times sample rate, which is 44100 for this file. It could be different for you. Divide that by 28,000 and then times 3, because I have 3 channels here. I have the stereo, which is 2, and then a mono, which is 1. That is your bitrate. Copy that, go back here, paste that into the bitrate, click OK, and you're good to go. Click OK again, and then you will create a mux file. Just call it that, save, and then check your output folder and click start. Result. And if you go back here, there's your PSS file. Close out of PS2 SDR. Next thing you're going to want to do is album art. This one's actually probably the simplest part. First thing you're going to want to do, open up Nautilus. Click on Advanced Art Converter, drag in the PNG Xbox, convert, you're done. Now you've got a PNG. Next thing you're going to want to do is open up Superfreak. Let me see if I have that here. This will do. Dependencies, Windows. This is a command prompt thing, so you're going to have to type in CMD, press enter, or right click, open in terminal. Type in Superfreak space PNG to text space, drag in your PNG, space, drag in your PNG again, and put underscore PS2 after .png, and if there's a quote here, go behind the quote. Press enter, and there you go, you're done. There's one more step though. If I go back here and show you a actual Rock Band PS2 game, or not game, song, you can see there's another file here. So you're gonna copy your album art, delete the copy, put underscore no mip before the underscore keep, and rename PNG PS2 to BMP PS2. That's it. You can get rid of this Milo Xbox. This is not going onto an Xbox. Alright, so next thing you're going to want to do is actually add this to Rock Band 2. I will be showing from Rock Band 2 Deluxe. So if I go to Rock Band 2 Deluxe, and then if I go to downloads, I'm going to show a nightly build, because the nightly build has something that will make this a bit easier. RB2DX beta builds, and I click on RB2DX CE. I'll download. You will need DTAB for this as well, just right next to wherever you have your Makalaha, which is where Superfreak comes from. Which, in fact, if I do check that here, you can see DTAB right there, arkhelper, and Superfreak. Alright, there you go. It's completed. Open the zip. I just crashed Explorer by opening the zip file. That's a great sign. Alright, so open up your Rock Band 2 Deluxe PS2 zip. Extract it all. Show extracted files. And then you can delete the zip. What you're going to want to do, open up this gen folder, arc in command prompt, helper, arc to dir space, main HDR, drag it in again, remove the .hdr, space -a, space -s. Your arkhelper might look a little bit differently. This is an older version of arkhelper. The Rock Band 2 Deluxe repo hasn't been updated. Don't worry about it. Once that's done, open up main. What you're going to want to do with this run to the hills all.dta file, just create a new folder, name it gen, and then move it into that gen folder, else your game will not recompile. That is needed. Okay, in this songs folder, you will see a bunch of stuff. Just ignore the RB1 stuff. What you're going to want to do is open up this songscustoms.dta. It will be blank. What you're going to want to do as well is open up this songs.dta, copy, paste. There's a few things that need to be adjusted. The first thing you're going to want to do is change this downloaded true to base_song true. And then for an example, I will be using the original songs.dta for the other things that you will need to copy over. You're going to need to copy this venue bank, copy, and then find bank here, paste. That's good. And then you're going to need the preview audio, which this preview clip, copy it, paste it, and you're going to want to rename, unless you didn't create preview audio, then you can just leave it as Afterlife, I guess. But the better move is to do that, copy, paste, paste, and now you can see the naming of this file was important. Now with that done, save the DTA, and now copy this over here, delete all the MOG and OGG files. Do not delete this VGS file, the pan, the mid, or the PSS. The PSS will need to be renamed though. Copy that, paste, and now what you're going to want to do is repack the game. So delete this main.hdr and arc, go back to command prompt, type arkhelper, dir to arc, space, drag in the main, drag in the gen folder, -n, space, quote, capital main, -e, -v, 4, -s, and it's this very long and complicated number here. I will just leave all of this arkhelper information in the description. Press enter. It will build the game. As you can see, there's the arc file. It's not complete, so it's 0 kilobytes, and there's no HDR. But once it is done, you'll see the size shoot up and a main HDR. Now you can delete this main folder, or not, because I have it open in my text editor. Now I don't. Try again. Now, to create an ISO from this, I'm going to do this the cheater way and use image burn. The right way to do this is using a bunch of different programs. I'm not going to get into that with this tutorial. Just drag in all of these files, give it a destination. I'll call it RB2 PS2 Lizix, sure, why not? And then just create the ISO. Perfect. That's done. Now if you open this up in PCSX2, where's my PCSX2? I'm using an older version, mostly for testing. Lizix. Boot. Let's see the game boot up. Take a long time, so I'll turn on turbo. Let's get this thing blasting. Quick play. And there's our song. And just to show that the audio is working, I will turn on audio. You hear the preview audio, and then if I open it up, give it a minute to load the song. This will take a bit. Speed this up. As you can see, it is working correctly. I'm not actually going to play through this, but just to prove to you that this will work all the way to the end of the song, I will go ahead and exit out and turn on autoplay. And the autoplayer Turbo's really fast on PCSX2 for my computer because PS2 is very lightweight. It's actually 500% speed. I'll go ahead and skip to the end so you don't have to wade through this. And there you have it. Just like that. Thanks for watching. I'm Blizzix. Oh, my DTAB is out of date as well. As you can see, I don't have gold stars. This is why I gotta update the repo. Actually, DTAB doesn't really matter for compiling, but that's a problem with decompilation. That won't happen to you if you have the latest DTAB, maclaha, etc., etc. Thank you for watching. Peace out.